Oh, also, bonus, it comes with a carrying case. It's a very nice case. Oh, and look, snacks as well. Oh, hello Amazon.com, it's me, Beau. Today I'm coming to you with my GH5 mounted on the Zomei, I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's the M7 tripod. It actually converts into a monopod, which as you can see right here, and I'm gonna walk through a few things that I like about this, also a few things that I don't necessarily like about it. In case you're wondering whether or not this is right for you, this, in my humble opinion, is a fantastic budget type tripod. It's full metal, it's tough, the fluid head is very, very smooth, and I'm actually gonna jump right into what I don't necessarily like about this. Now, it functions just fine, but whatever the company put in here, the grease, it gets a sticky residue all over your hands. Now, the reason why I'm not taking any stars off of it is because, well, obviously they want this to be a very, very nice, smooth contraption. See, oh, just look how buttery smooth that is. And it was resolved with some 409, which you can see over my shoulder right over there. So I did eventually fix the problem. It was more so just kind of a slight annoyance that I have this sticky residue all over my hands. Now let's actually move right into how this thing works. And you'll see that these little dovetails right here expand all the way out. And I'm gonna take a step back so you can see how high this thing is. It goes down to, I'm about 6'1", and as you can see, it goes down to about my chest area, like so. And I personally would use the monopod type feature if you were going to be doing a lot of lightweight traveling and you can't quite afford to have the entire full metal setup, as you can see right over there, which we'll get to in just a minute, but it's fairly heavy. So the monopod is much, much lighter. As a matter of fact, it's a third lighter because there's one leg and not 3 legs. And let's go ahead and take a look at the actual head itself. I'm used to using a Manfrotto fluid head. Beautiful, beautiful heads. But let's be honest, the head that I got was actually the same price of this entire tripod. And so if you are on a budget, this might actually work quite nicely. If you were to look at the top, you'll see that it's a little ball and socket. So this wouldn't be my #1 recommendation if your #1 form of video or camera work is video. Because usually with video, you need basically a little stem coming off that you can grab and you can get a full range of motion. When it's ball and socket, unless you're just doing a pan, which if you lock like this, it doesn't go anywhere, but if you unlock it, now it gently rotates, as you can see, like so. And it's very, very smooth if you're going side to side, a pan, but once you have to go up and down, that's when you actually have to release the ball point, or the ball and socket, which you release it like this, and as you can see now it flops all over the place like this. And this isn't the smoothest shots. This is really, really just designed for still photography. So once you have your camera in place, then you lock it down like this, and then once it's locked down, it's not going anywhere. It's phenomenal. But for video, this wouldn't necessarily be my #1 choice unless you're really on a budget and you can't quite make a really expensive head work for now. Comes with one plate like this, and I put it onto the bottom, and then you slip it on like so. It's not a quick release, so once you actually put it on, you're gonna have to hold it and then rotate this until it kind of sandwiches on. It kind of squeezes it on like so. And then once it's on, it's not going anywhere, but just do keep in mind, not one of those fancy quick release type tripods. And lastly, as you can see, there's a tiny little level bubble, which honestly is not entirely necessary. But now let's go ahead and transform this guy into a tripod. And so you'll see a little thing right there that says release this way or lock this way, detachable monopod. And it does take a little bit of doing to convert this into a tripod. It doesn't just snap of the fingers and whoa, it's instantly a tripod. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of take this thing apart. So you have to first lock down the fluid head and start to rotate this guy. And this, as you can see, is coming off like so. And you're going to need this part as well as the little bolt that goes in here. And basically you are going to put this onto the tripod you see over my shoulder. First of all, let's go ahead and put our existing monopod onto our tripod, which you do by screwing it right on like so. Full metal construction, very, very well machined. You can see the precision in there. I've tested some like knockoff tripods, and they're rough and they're cutting your fingers. Very smooth, very nice. So now that we have the actual tripod assembled, let's go ahead and extend this down, and we're gonna pop on the fluid head onto the top. As you can see, the neck does go up and down, and when you rotate it like so, it locks it in place. First things first, you have the little strap, pop it on like so, whoops, that way, and then there's the little wheelie guy, and then the bolts along with the nut on there. Drop it in like so, and slowly start twisting it in until it's actually catching in there, and then you can finish the remaining with the actual wheel. That's in there. Now you get the actual fluid head itself, and that aligns right like this. And we are good to go. Just be sure that you do make sure it is snugged on all the way, because you don't want this coming off when you're doing a gentle pan. We secure the plate on the bottom of the camera, tighten that down, and then we pop it on and tighten that down as well, and we are finished. Let's go over here, undo that, and now it's very smooth, very nice, awesome. Lastly, this is probably one of the coolest features that really distinguishes this tripod from other tripods out there. Look at how it folds down like this. And so it's fairly quick deployment. When you're ready to go, simply hold it like this and folds down like so, and it automatically locks in there. So that was one click, and if we continue, that's 2 clicks, and let's do 3. 3 clicks like that, and then it locks down, and then you continue with these. Like that, and then lastly this side. Beautiful, huh? And then we are ready to rock. But the cool thing about this is that this basically creates a poor man's Steadicam, that if you hold it under here like this, it balances downward. And if we were to extend it out, that really gives a lot of stability. So very, very smooth as you're walking along. So if you want to do a cheap real estate video and you can't afford a, $300, $500, $5,000 Steadicam, you just get a tripod like this, extend it out, and when you hold it, it soaks up a lot of the tremors when you're walking along or when you're holding it. Can't hold it for a long time, but it's great for a tracking shot if you're walking along. So there's a small little hint, tip, trick right there. Overall, very impressed with this guy. I love the color as well. I would recommend getting a bright color. I know in filmography you want to get, you dress in black, you don't want to stand out or anything, but when it comes to a tripod, you don't want people tripping over it, and so I've actually tied brightly colored pieces of tape to the bottom of my tripod and around this area in the head, so when you're in a dark theater or if you're filming in dusk, people can actually see it and they're not tripping over it then trying to sue you. But anyway, that's never happened to me quite yet. Overall, highly recommended. It's very tough, it's very versatile. Just be sure when it shows up, clean it with some 409 to cut through the grease. Don't spray it too much or else then you'll pull a lot of the grease out of the fluid head, but just wipe down the surface to prevent it from getting all over your fingers and then your camera. My name is Beau. I look forward to testing and reviewing more fun things here on Amazon.com.